How are we doing, guys? Always to be, and welcome to another episode of the Championship Roundup. So, lots to get through, guys. I apologise for this one to be a little bit later than usual, but we did have the Barnsley-Leeds game, of course, yesterday, and Huddersfield-Sheffield Wednesday, so it was difficult to film this any earlier, but apologies for that, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one anyway. So, let's get straight on with it. Derby 1, Cardiff 1, Friday night. So, it's two teams who have been surprisingly below par so far. I think Derby, you look at the players who've lost, Fieko Tomori, Mason Mount, Harry Wilson, all three players doing jobs in the Premier League. You know, Tomori and Mount both scored for Chelsea at the weekend, and Wilson had a really good game yesterday for Bournemouth. So you look at that, and that's three big losses for Derby, and it's difficult to recover from that. Obviously, they lost Frank Lampard as well. Philip Cocu's come in with new ideas. It's going to be a tough adjustment for them, but I wouldn't back against them, put on a performance against Leeds, and they're certainly not going to tempt fate like that. They look decent against Cardiff, but definitely missing, you know, people like Mount, Wilson to sort of unlock the doors. You know, I think obviously Cardiff kept things tight. You know, I think it was very disciplined performance of Cardiff. I was very impressed by Aidan Flint and Sean Morrison at the back. They did a really good job against Jack Marriott, kept him really quiet in the game, which is a tough ask. And yeah, I think it's probably a fair result. I think Derby had that more attacking intent, as you would expect. Cardiff were probably fairly happy with the point after they've had a disappointing start to the season. So it's quite a solid result for both teams, really. Going on to the Saturday game, so top end of the table, Swansea 0, Nottingham Forest 1. So the league leaders going into this weekend got beat by Forest. And you've got to say, Forest, to be fair, have really gone under the radar so far. They picked up some superb away results. The win at Fulham, the win at, last weekend at Swansea, and then drew at Leeds. Now 7 points from 3 really tough games. You have to say fair play there. It's clearly a team that can grind out results. And yeah, they're happy to concede possession. I think Forest have got the lowest possession stats in the whole league. They're happy to concede possession. They can keep things tight, nice and compact at the back, and they've got the attacking players to be efficient. You know, we don't need loads of the ball to create. You know, look at Joe Lolly; he can create from anywhere. Lewis Grabban is a goal scorer. Simple as that. He's one of the best goal scorers in the league, one of the best finishers in the league, if not the best finisher in the league. So you look at Forest; they've always got chances. I think Thiago Silva, Nelson Semedo, both being very good additions for them. Nelson Semedo getting the winner in this game. But again, it was a game with few chances. I think a lot of Forest games have been like that this season. You know, I think they're happy with that. And you have to say fair play to them. They are really good at absorbing pressure and taking the chances and being clinical. They've got the players to do that. I think Swansea, obviously, you know, it would be an exaggeration to say, you know, it's back down to earth for them. But no, Swansea, I think, are a team who are going to be up there this season. I think they have got those options. They've got a good back four there. You know, look at Roden, Van der Horn. You know, I think they did a really good job in general against Lewis Grabban in this game. And yeah, you know, look at Boya Baston, Bertrand Salina, Matt Grimes has massively stepped up. They have got good players in this team. And yeah, maybe I'm not sure if they're a top 2 contender, but I think they're definitely a team that have shown enough so far this season to say they're definitely top 6 contenders. But yeah, an interesting result that all the same this weekend. Another result at the top end of the table was Charlton 0, Birmingham 1. Charlton going into this weekend second in the table. Lee Bowyer sent off in this game. And another goal for Jude Bellingham for Birmingham there. So I got really lost track of my thoughts there. But Jude Bellingham has now got 2 winners in 2 games, 16 years of age. So another massive talent at this level. You know, he's got the winner against Stoke, and now he's got the winner against Charlton. And Birmingham, to be fair, have started the season well. Pep Clotet described it as the perfect away performance. I think Mark Roberts and Harley Dean absolutely rocks at the back. And then you look at the fullbacks they've got of Collan and Pedersen. It's a really good back four. That's a massively underrated back four. It's going to keep plenty of clean sheets, as it did last season. It did 2. I think in both games against us last season, you saw what that back four can do. They can really absorb pressure, and they don't give you many chances. And I think Birmingham, when they keep things tight at the back, can be clinical. Obviously, losing Che Adams is a massive blow for them, but they've managed to keep Oliver Jukovic, who's a very key player for them, and Ivan Sunjic, who protects that back four really well and is doing a really good job at holding midfield for Birmingham. So it's a good result for Birmingham. And yeah, I think it's 2 teams that have gone under the radar again so far this season and are definitely performing above expectations. Certainly with the turmoil over the summer for both football clubs. But again, third in the table, Bristol City. Bristol City made a good start to the season. They got a good win at Stoke. Now Stoke, you look at and you think, you know, how much longer has Nathan Jones got? You know, he's got under a lot of pressure. It's 1 point from 8 games. Still in the cup. But I think it's 3 wins from 30 since Nathan Jones got the job. I think, of course, he's got a little bit unlucky in this game. They took the lead early doors with Sam Clucas, had some chances to get maybe the second goal. Joe Allen sent off after 10 minutes. And Bristol City have won the game with an own goal. So you look at that and you think, when you are down there in the table, you don't have much luck. But yeah, I think Stoke are a team who are really struggling. They're really struggling to find an identity. I think obviously they're changing the starting 11 every single week. They're conceding goals, not really scoring many goals. It's all sort of contributes to a really poor start to the season for Stoke. I think they're very much a team who are very much in transition at the minute. It's difficult to see how they can come back from that to bounce any kind of sort of push at the top end of the table, which is probably what I kind of expected them to do at the start of the season. I thought they were definitely a team that made some good recruitment in the summer. It's not really come to fruition so far for them. But Bristol City are the complete opposite. They have made some really good recruitment. Look at Benicofobia has been a good signing for them. They've kept hold of the important players. Adam Nagy as the holding midfielder, as replacement for Marlon Pack's done a great job for them. Bristol City have made a good start to the season. Again, they're a team that keep things tight at the back and very clinical going forward, but they can play football as well. I think in away games they are a little bit more, what's the best word for it? They're a little bit more gritty and sort of more result focused. They don't really play that much football away from home, but at home they can play a lot of teams off the park. They really can. And since they got beat by us in the first day of the season, they've been one of the informed teams in the league. So interested to see how they can build from that. But you look at Bristol City, the last couple of seasons they've been pushing very well for the playoffs. This season, I think they could go that extra step. I think they could make the top 6 this season. I think they definitely have got all the ingredients in place there to definitely mount another top 6 push this season. A good start to the season for them. Look at the next team to look at. Preston 2, Brentford 0. Now Preston, again, it's no surprise for me to see them top end of the table. I think they've got some really good footballers there. Ben Pearson, Alan Brown, Daniel Johnson, all good midfielders. Patrick Bauer's been a good signing from Charlton. And then Sean Maguire, Tom Barkhausen are both good strikers. I think they've gone with more of a top system this time around. Obviously Sean Maguire's more of the natural out and out number 9. Tom Barkhausen does most of the running. They even said in the paper this morning that Tom Barkhausen's more focused on his running stats than actually scoring goals. He's very much, he does the hard work for Sean Maguire to score the goals. But both scored in this game in a 2-0 win for Preston. It was a game with a few chances. Only 12 shots in the whole game, which is very surprising for both teams. Both teams normally very creative. Certainly Brentford, you look at, that front three they started with of Mbuemo and Benrahma and Watkins, didn't create anything, didn't have any joy at all. But I think you definitely look at Preston, they're trying to implement this high press and it's serving them really well so far this season. It's been a good start to the season for Preston and to pick up some really handy results. Just need to keep things tighter at the back for me to maintain that push. They kept a good clean sheet today, but can they do that on a more regular basis? We'll have to find out as the season goes on. 6th, West Brom. West Brom got a good point at Fulham in one of the most important games of the weekend in terms of the top end of the table. I think it's a big game that. Fulham won, West Brom won. A game that Fulham dominated for large spells, but Fulham have struggled all season to get that second goal, that killer second goal. They only really have done it against Millwall, where they won 4-0. And they've had the chance to get the second goal. They don't get the second goal. When you play someone like West Brom, with the quality they have going forward, it's always a risk. And that could be a crucial result at the end of the season. Semi Ajayi getting equalised with 10 minutes to go in this game, which I wouldn't call it a smash and grab because West Brom did have chances before that. But it's a big point for West Brom that, and it could potentially be a big 2 points loss for Fulham. They're on 11 points from the first 7 games, which is quite a below par start for Fulham. And really, if they did take the chances, which is quite surprising considering the quality they do have going forward, that they're wasting chances, they could be a lot higher in the table. But I think both teams you look at and you think as the season goes on, over 46 games, they'll both definitely be up there at the end of the season for me. Just outside the playoffs, QPR 3, Luton 2. QPR went 3 up in this game. 2 goals from Naki Wells and an opening goal from Erichibi Eze after 3 minutes. It was a superb start to the game for QPR, but they made hard work of it. Luton came back into it quickly. Harry Cornick and James Collins scoring, and they had to hold out for 40 minutes QPR on the 3-2, and they did well to sort of see it out. I think Izzy Brown had a really good performance in this game, really stood out in the paper, and they were really praising his performance in this game. It created a lot of chances, and another day Luton probably do get something out of this game if they don't start the game so poorly, but that is the Championship. If you start games poorly, you're always giving yourself an uphill struggle, and that's what Luton did in this game. But they're scoring plenty of goals, as are QPR. I think it's a tale of 2 teams that are good going forward, but struggling at the back. I'm not sure if QPR have got that quality at the back to sort of sustain a push to the top end of the table. But they're a team at Loftus Road who I think are going to pick up some results against the top teams. I think they're going to really cause some upsets as the season goes on. Maybe sell them short. Maybe the QPR are better than what I give them credit for. But I've not seen enough of them so far this season to say anything further as of yet. But it's been a good start to the season for them nonetheless. And then we look at next in the table to look at is Blackburn 2, Millwall 0. Both teams going in opposite directions. Millwall made a superb start to the season, but it's 2 points in the last 4 games for them. And Blackburn have really improved as the season's gone on. Bradley Dack scoring again. And you look at the team, they've got some really good creative players there. Bradley Dack, Adam Armstrong, Lewis Travis. Stuart Down has been a good signing for them as well. Bradley Johnson is doing a good job in the holding midfield role for Blackburn. They've made some really shrewd signings. Greg Cunningham as well at left back, who I think is a really good left back at this level. And yeah, you have to say Blackburn are doing well. I think it's a game you look at and you think, I don't think it was a lot. I don't think a lot did happen in the game, but Blackburn have got that creativity, got that quality at the top end of the pitch to see out games like that. And yeah, they're a team that will cause a lot of teams problems at Ewood Park. Definitely a good team at home. Whether they're as good away from home, they do concede a lot of goals away from home. Certainly last season they did. But yeah, I think defensively they do have to improve to seriously push on. But they're another team that I look at and think they'll definitely be a comfortable mid-table side. They're not going to go down. No chance they'll go down for me. They're a good a good bet for mid-table for me, I think. And look at Millwall. Difficult to tell with Millwall really. Made some good signings, but I think obviously defensively not being able to keep things as tight as they were at the start of the season. But yeah, two teams going in the opposite directions this season so far. Next on the table we have Middlesbrough 1, Reading 0. Now this is a game where Middlesbrough didn't have much of the ball at all. They had 40% of the ball at home, which is quite surprising. But yeah, Marvin Johnson getting the winner in this game. But it was a game where really you look at and it was quite a cagey game really. Not much happening in the game. But yeah, a good win for Middlesbrough all the same. I think getting into mid-table now. But Reading are kind of mid-table. It had a bit of a mid-table sort of feeling about the game. But a good win for Middlesbrough all the same even. And an important clean sheet for them. Not been keeping many clean sheets so far this season, Middlesbrough. Next game to look at is Hull 2. In fact, I think we might on the last game. I'm just going to check. Yeah, last game to look at on the Saturday games is Hull 2, Wigan 2. A very eventful game at the bottom end of the table. Both teams started the season quite poorly. Again, it's those two again for Fulham, for Hull even. Jared Bowen, Kamil Grzycki, both scoring in this game again. Where was Hull be without them? Particularly Bowen. Bowen gets so many goals at this level. He's a guaranteed 15, 20 goal player. He's a winger as well, which is quite unheard of at this level. Kamil Grzycki is the creativity of the team. Two top players, and it's a massive, massive advantage to all the other teams down there that Hull have. I think Hull do have that massive advantage over all those teams, having those two players. It doesn't matter how sort of average to an extent the rest of the team is. Those two players make a lot of things happen, and I think Hull are definitely a team. I can't see them being down there as long as they keep hold of those two players. I think no matter what happens anywhere else on the pitch, those two players are game changers for me at this level. But a good point for Wigan. Obviously Wigan have not started the season well. They've been down there. Joel Gelhardt getting the equaliser. I think it's his first goal for Wigan. But yeah, late equaliser, 15 minutes to go. And yeah, it's looked like a game. Like a good game to be honest for the bottom end of the table. There's no sort of nerves. There's plenty of chances. So that is the Saturday games. And on to the last game to look at is Huddersfield 0, Sheffield Wednesday 2. Sorry, I'm getting myself all confused here. 30 minutes into the video and I've just gone to pieces. But yeah, a good start for Gary Monk at Sheffield Wednesday. He kept things nice and tight. And Stephen Fletcher and Sam Wilnor getting the goals for Sheffield Wednesday in what was quite a comfortable game. Huddersfield didn't really get going in this game in what was the first game in charge for the Cowley brothers. But yeah, you look at Sheffield Wednesday, I think they've got a lot of players that suit kind of a Monk's kind of style of play. I think very hard-working players, maybe not the most creative kind of players, but they've got clinical players who can make a difference in both boxes, and that could be crucial for Sheffield Wednesday. So maybe a slight outside sort of team, that's going to push at the top end of the table. In terms of Huddersfield, you look at it and you think it's a big job for the Cowley brothers, but they've still got some really good players at that football club. Alex Pritchard, Grant, Schindler. I think they're good players at this level, and I think it's surprising to see them down there. But I think it's a big task. I think it's a big task. It won't be the first time a team's gone from straight all the way down. I think it's too early to say that yet. We're still only 7 games into the season. It's far too early to say that. But I think they've definitely got an uphill struggle as the season's going to go on. They're going to have to definitely turn things around quickly. But guys, that's been the Championship review anyway. We're seeing the two teams that started at the top 2 at the start of the day both lost. So again, it just sums up the league. It's unpredictable. It's up and down. It's a horrendous league to be involved in. A great league for the neutral. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. That's been the Championship Roundup. Thanks very much for watching. See you later, guys.